back to another live episode of Tender Talk. So I'm just going to go get all this shared up so we can get as many viewers as possible. So, we'll spend a couple of minutes and we'll let a few people join because, the whole purpose of this, we need as many people viewing. We need to get the comments up live. I'm happy to answer your questions while in the minute list. If you've got a question about what I'm actually talking about, or if you have another question about another topic you'd like answered, then I'd love for you to actually, start hitting me up and start the conversation so we can get everyone involved and I can get you as much help that you need. So, last week we talked about, what did we talk about last week? Last week we talked about the tile directions. That's right, we talked about the way that your tiles get laid. We also talked about, how that can affect your budget and, if you wanted to look for something different in why you actually want to do that. So today we're going to talk about brick joints. Now, may not be something that you guys actually think about or even notice in your tender. Some people may already specify how they are going to be doing their brick joints. Now, why might this affect you? It might not be a heavily cost issue. It may incur some costs because it may incur a little bit more extra work for the bricklayers, but it could be a look thing. If you've got a flush brick, you might want a flush look. Now, let me just show you what the difference actually looks here. So I'll draw some bricks. Can you see that alright? Alright, nice and big so you can see them, just like so. Alright, now they're your bricks. Now, the joints are the part in between the joints. Now, sometimes it may be just a standard flush joint, which will mean that the mortar in between the brick just comes through, finishes flush, just like so. Can you see that red? Now, that's a standard flush joint. So the bricklayer just, has to clean it, flush with his trowel, wipes it all clean. A little minimal fuss, a little minimal work. And, this actually does look quite nice. It all depends on what type of brick you have. So if you've got a nice, flush, smooth brick, this actually can look quite nice. Now, you may have other types of bricks, so you may want a couple of different types of looks. So, other things that they can do is they can actually do raked joints. So, the bricklayers will get a tool where they actually rake the joints. So the joints will actually be recessed back in. Just like so. Can you see that alright?
Yeah.
Need to zoom in a little bit?
Yeah.
Just in there like so, rake joints. What I might do is I might draw another one just here so you can actually, Adrian can try and get up nice and close so we can actually show you what the difference is. You see that? So, we've got raked joints over here, and the flushed joints, mortar joints in the brickwork over here like so. So you can actually see the difference. You can actually imagine the different effect this can actually do. Now, this one over here is going to be a little bit more work for the bricklayer because he actually has to go with his tool and he has to rake out every single joint vertically and horizontally. So, it's just something to consider when choosing the bricks. If you're going to have flush bricks, if you're going to have flush bricks, flush joints or raked joints. Now, there is a bit of a difference. So when you're out there choosing your bricks, have a look at how they're going to actually do the joints because they make a big difference on the look that it brings to your house. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me on today's Tender Talk. Sorry, I thought it was a site visit there for a minute. Thanks for joining me on today's Tender Talk. If you know anyone that, is in the process of choosing their bricks, mention to them, did they think about the joints, how the joints are going to be actually done? I understand there's a lot of things in the house, and a lot of these things might slip by, but over the upcoming weeks, I'm going to be bringing a lot of things to your attention that are only in your tender from the beginning, and that things that you may not necessarily think to even think about, but you may want to, you just never thought to actually think about it. So tag someone in the comments below who's in the process of choosing their bricks and who may need some help in deciding how they want their joints to look. Alright guys, give me your feedback, put some questions in the bottom, let's get the conversation going. Thanks for joining me on this week's Tender Talk. See you next week.